what we are going to discuss today is a demo of our platform called IndioConnect. IndioConnect is basically our community Wi-Fi management platform, which mimics a lot of functionality that Facebook Express Wi-Fi provided. So it is essentially a single dashboard for authentication, billing, user management, subscriber management, retailer, distributor management, and many other functions. And it's hosted on the cloud, and it is compatible with a wide range of Wi-Fi hotspots. So today we are going to discuss primarily on some of the functionalities of this platform, starting with the NMS section, and then we move on to various features of the platform as we move forward. Once you are logged in, you will get a view of the overall dashboard of what is going, or overall dashboard that depicts what is going on with the users, with the data consumption, with the revenues that you're getting from your hotspot. So the dashboard is pretty intuitive or self-explanatory. The top tiles provide you the data consumption, signups, revenue, online users, and so on. So the dashboard basically provides you the graphical representation of what's happening across your networks in terms of the data consumption, the revenues, the users who are connected, and various other parameters. So I will not get into every detail of each and every dashboard or every report that is being displayed here, but it provides you the data consumption, the usage of this hotspot or various hotspots over a period of time, how many number of users are connecting, various graphs of user login by hour, bandwidth, summaries by hotspot, revenue by hotspots, and so on. And you can also drill down to individual hotspot if you want to. So if I go to an individual hotspot, I'll be able to see the revenue and the bandwidth consumption for that particular hotspot for the given time period. Similarly, you have an NMS dashboard. The NMS dashboard will provide you statistics of all your access points, especially if they are Indio access points. So they will tell you the up and down status, the events, the bandwidth consumption. This is basically upload and download, and connected users by hour, and so on. And lastly, the CRM dashboard will provide you the statistics of various tickets that were logged into the platform by the subscribers when they are using the service. Now, on the left hand side, you will find there are various options or menus: NMS, authentication, billing, monetization, reporting, reseller, distributor, retailer, ticketing system, admin, and so on. So each of those can be further expanded into sub menus. So the NMS is basically where all the network related configuration of your access points and your devices in the field is configured. So first and foremost, you need to configure your access points or hotspots. So now there is a difference between what is a hotspot and an access point. And a hotspot is basically consists of a location where the access points are installed. So it is typically a hotel or a particular area or a university campus, and so on. So a hotspot can have one or more access points associated with it. So for most of the community Wi-Fi deployments, we generally have 1:1 mapping, but it need not be. So when you add a hotspot, you would just have to click on the plus sign and just follow the instructions. So you will have to enter the name of the hotspot and type of devices that are installed there, and the city, state where it is installed. One of the new functionality that we added is the concept of a zone. So zone is essentially area that we want to track. So generally speaking, a particular neighborhood or a particular area within the city can be a zone. And the reason we have this zone is because it is easier to club all these access points or hotspots into a particular zone, and then do a specific reporting for it, or kind of have certain specific rules and captive portals and other things configured for that zone. So to add a zone, you just have to click on the link and add the zone. So the zones can also be configured from the top menu. So if I click here, there will be zones that can be configured here. So these are the country, then the states, and state under states there are cities, under cities there are zones that are created. So you can add the zones by just clicking here, and you can select. So by default, the country is there. Then you select the state, you select the cities, and then you give a name to your zone. Okay, so you can go ahead. This feature is primarily there for hierarchical management, essentially, of your hotspots. Now, when a hotspot is added, the other important thing is that you need to add access points to that hotspot. So before you add an access point to the hotspot, you need to create something called profiles. A profile is basically a configuration that you create for the access point. So there are various types of profiles that you create. There is a MAC login profile, authentication profile, device profile, and BYOD profile that we've added here. The most important one are the device profiles. Even under device profiles, there are two important profiles you need to create. One is the device profile and the WLAN profile. Under the device profile, if you look at it, you will find various settings of that device profile. So what is the WAN operating mode? What is the LAN operating mode? The radio settings. So these radio settings will tell you what channel the access points are running on, at what transmit power. And you can even also go to the advanced settings and set some advanced level statistics. Obviously, you need to know what those statistics, all these configurations mean. But these essentially are there for you to configure if you know what those data points mean. Generally, most of the times you may have radio 1 and radio 2 to be configured. Radio 1 is for 2.4 gigahertz and radio 2 is for 5 gigahertz. Whenever you are having a tri-band radio or a Wi-Fi 6E radio, then you'll also need to configure another access point, another radio as well, if you are having a tri-band radio. Once this profile is created, now one important thing is that the device profile can be used across multiple access points. So you don't need to create a device profile for every access point. Similarly, on the WLAN profile is where you configure the SSIDs that you need to broadcast. So the SSID is basically the name of the network that you're broadcasting. Okay, and again, there are a lot of these technical parameters. You just use the defaults unless and until you know exactly what configuration settings you want. So once these profiles are created, then you can go to configure AP tab and you can add your AP. So the AP which is given to you, you have to give it a good name. And generally when you give a name, make sure that you give the proper name, not some random names. And then the model of the access points, the MAC address which is printed at the back of the access point, and then which hotspot the access point belongs to. This is where the mapping of the access point to the hotspot is created. And then the device profile and WLAN profile that you have just created for this particular access point. The SSID that you configure in the WLAN profile will automatically get applied to that access point. And then you give a nice friendly name to that access point, so that this completes the access point configuration. Now here you have a configure AP tab, and then there's the monitor AP tab. The monitor AP tab currently is only configured to show the status of the full status of Indio access points. But we are also adding support so that it will give you statistics of Cambium access points in the future and some of the other integrations that we are working on. So right now, I think the Cambium access point up and down status is also configured here, or it is showing up here. So on the backend side, what we are doing is that we are fetching information from the Cambium access points and we are showing the statistics of those access points here. Okay. Similarly, if you go to the clients tab, it will show you all the clients which are connected to all the access points. So there is still some work to be done on the clients and events tab. Now, the other important thing that you need to all, once this access points are correctly configured, is also configure the controllers. In fact, we need to configure the controllers before configuring the access points. These controllers are essentially the settings that for the different WAC. WAC stands for wireless access controller. And currently we are supporting 3 different types of WACs. The Indio WAC, Cambium WAC, and Ablumi is another company with whom we are right now doing an integration for the WAC. So the WAC settings are done only once for one customer. Okay, so these are technical settings. You will have to talk to our technical team to configure these settings correctly. But these, you don't need to do it for every hotspot. You have to do it for every account on our platform. Okay, so this is the URL at which this Cambium WAC is located. These are some shared secret and client ID, and then sync time and all these things. So the sync time will determine how often our system talks to the WAC and downloads the configuration from the WAC. Okay, so these are some of the new functionalities that are added. Now, the other important thing, especially for community Wi-Fi deployments, is the concept of a portal. So here we have greatly simplified the default portal for community Wi-Fi. Our regular platform has wide range of different types of captive portals, but for community Wi-Fi, to make it easy to manage, we have only certain types of captive portals or only certain type of login methods. So right now we are offering only 3 or 4 different types of captive portals: the username password captive portal, the voucher based, SMS OTP based, and registration with social security number. And one of these login methods can be active at a given point of time. This is going to be the default one. So for the captive, for this particular customer, we are going to use the username password as the default captive portal. Now, if you want to see how the captive portal looks like, you can click on this link here. Now, before I go there, I wanted to first clarify a few things since all of you are new to this platform. Basically, IndioConnect platform is going to be used by companies. So basically, what I was trying to tell you is that this platform is essentially created for community Wi-Fi. In case of community Wi-Fi, the model is going to be based on different kind of hierarchies. So at the topmost layer, we have the super admin. Then below the super admin, we have a operator. Operator essentially is a customer in our cloud platform. Okay, now we call this customer, which we in our cloud platform, as an operator. And under operator, we can have a distributor and then the retailer. And finally, under retailers, there will be different types of customers that are created. Okay, so customers are basically the subscribers, the users of the platform. These are the subscribers or the customers that are using the platform. So to shortly to tell you that there are different levels of management that we have created in our platform. The users or the customers are the bottommost entities of this. So the dashboard that or the login page that we are showing you here is essentially for the customer or the subscriber of the platform. Now this login page is created in a fashion that on a mobile phone, it will look like a mobile app. And we are also releasing mobile app version of this particular captive portal, so that the users will feel that they're using a mobile app to log into our platform. Okay. Now, if you go here, this is the login page, and this login page will be common for all the community Wi-Fi hotspots. So unlike our platform earlier, the new platform will allow you only certain options, and you cannot have social media or LDAP and other kinds of authentication methods on this. It is pretty much standardized here. And the only difference is that on the sign up option, you can have multiple options. Like, for example, you want to sign up with a username or password or sign up with a mobile phone. So those options can be enabled by going to the default captive portal here. And under login methods, we have selected the username, password, and the SMS OTP. Similarly, if I use a voucher-based login method, then the voucher option will also get popped up here for registration. Now, unlike our previous platform, here every user who wants to use the platform has to first register for his user ID and password. Okay, or some kind of a registration has to be created by the user. That is mandatory. Even after registration, whether the user will get access to the network or not will be defined on whether the user has a data pack associated with it. Now the user will only get online if there is a data pack associated with him. Okay, so just because the user has signed up doesn't mean the user will get internet access automatically. So the way we do this is the username, password, we define that what fields the user wants to capture. And there is this concept of what is called as the jumpstart data pack. A jumpstart data pack is essentially a data pack that gets automatically assigned to the user for testing purpose, or for initially, like you get some free service or free data pack. Okay, so that he can get started. So these jumpstart data packs or like you can have limited time, like you can have 10 minutes of jumpstart data pack or 50 MB of jumpstart data pack, so that the user can go online and experience the service. After that, the user, after consuming that particular jumpstart data pack, the user will have to purchase new data packs for him to use the service. So that now I will get to how to create those data packs later on. Now data packs are essentially plans. In our older system, we used to call them plans. Now they are called data packs. Okay. Now when the user registers, so I'm going to sign up for a new account here. The user has to enter what is called as a secret question. This secret question is used to reset his password in case he forgets it. So right, I've registered for a new user ID. Okay. Now this is a new account that I got registered. And so if you go to our configuration here, I've gone through all these fields and I've entered these details. And this is a selected data pack that needs to be applied, which is the jumpstart data pack I selected. So as soon as I register for a new account, I got a free data pack. So congratulations, you got a jumpstart data pack for 15 minutes. Correct? So I have 50 MB valid for 15 minutes. This is the data pack that I got. Now I'll keep using the service. I'm online. Now what happens is when the subscriber gets onto this platform, he will automatically get online as well. Okay, if he is behind a hotspot. And here he will get to see all the history about him, about his usage and everything. So this is the dashboard, and you will have a mobile version of it as well. Every customer now has a unique customer code that gets created when the customer account is created. This number is important for the subscriber or for the user, because using this number, he can buy more data packs or do a more top up using this code. This code is called the customer code. Okay. So whenever the customer wants to add more time or more data to his account, he has to give the customer code to someone called a retailer. I will get to that, who is a retailer. So far you understood that this user is now online. He has got a jumpstart data pack. His customer code is this. and you can see here which data pack is currently online. The green indicates that this is the currently active data pack. So this is a free data pack. So the amount is 0. This is the date in which it is purchased. It expires on this date. It is 50 MB of quota and valid for 15 minutes and at the speed of 2 Mbps upload and download. So this is the details of this particular data pack. Notice that there is an option called auto activate. This auto activate option is used for the users to automatically activate their data pack. So essentially the user can buy one or more data packs and keep them in the queue. So if this option is on, then the users, after he consumes one of his data packs, the other data pack will get applied automatically to the user and the user will continue to browse. He doesn't have to log out or log in and all those things. It will automatically happen for him. So this is the concept of a data pack. So that gives him a continuous service when he has a queue of data packs in his account. He can go obviously and check his history. So the top-up history will show which all data packs I've purchased at what time and for what price. Okay. Similarly, I can find out what are all the available data packs. So these are all the available data packs in the system. So data packs are basically packages that the user can purchase. So if he wants to buy 30 minutes of data pack for 30 minutes validity, he has to pay $10 or 10 rupees, depending upon which currency he's using. Okay, so and this purchase he can do by going to a retailer. Okay, now a retailer is essentially a shop who sells these data packs to the end customer. So it could be it's a grocery shop, or it could be a barber shop, or it could be a any local shop or a local vendor who wants to do this as a business. Okay, so the retailer has a different interface that he will use to recharge this customer. So for now, we'll focus on the customer account. So all of this thing can be is all the information about this particular user, okay, or the subscriber. The subscriber can also go and check his data, his consumption here. So if he goes to the profile, he will be able to see how much data he has consumed, how much time he is online, how many devices he has used, what are his active devices in the system, how much is the data consumption, how much is last 7 days data consumption, what are his live sessions, and so on. All this information he can see from his mobile app or this user interface. Okay. Now, besides the data pack, there is also a concept of a voucher. So unlike a data pack gets activated by the retailer and is added to the subscriber. Whereas the voucher is something that the user can buy and he can activate that voucher anytime he wants. So essentially, a data pack is activated by the retailer or the operator, while the voucher is something that the user himself can activate. So if he has a voucher, he clicks on this and it will ask him to enter some voucher code that he can use and apply, so that whatever the restrictions or whatever the specifications of those vouchers will automatically get applied to this user as another data pack or another he will get more data or time depending upon what type of voucher he's applying. And here he will be able to see all the vouchers he has used so far. Now, the other important thing that the user can look at are where are all these hotspots located. So if he gives access to our application to use his location, it will zoom down automatically to where I'm located or where the user is located, and it will show the other hotspots which are nearby. So I can see this Connect Indio Dev Cambium hotspot is nearby here. I can also find out, I can zoom in, zoom out regular, just like any other app. And I can hide or show the recharge stores. Recharge stores are the place where users can go and buy the data packs. Whereas the hotspots are where the services are being offered. Okay. And here I can even click on the navigation and it will go and try to navigate me to that particular location on Google Maps from where I am. Okay. So it's very useful because if the user doesn't know how to get to that, I can obviously show if I'm walking or I'm driving. So I'll come to know immediately how to walk to that place or how to drive to that place. Okay. So the data packs will show what all data packs are currently configured in the system. So this is the list of all the data packs that are configured in the system. Notifications.
Rishi, just a quick question. Sorry.
Yeah.
How does one access that if you've already logged in and created your username and password? I'll get back to it. On your phone, can you go back to it automatically, or how do you actually pick it up?
So you're saying that what happens here is when I've registered with an account, right now.
Right.
So
yeah.
The system is designed to automatically remember the user's MAC address. So next time when the user connects, he doesn't have to keep logging over again and again.
Correct,
okay.
Yeah.
But if he has consumed his data pack or he has logged out of the system, then he has to use his user ID and password to log back in. Now, if he has forgotten his user ID or password, he has to click on the forgot password section.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I've logged in, I've logged out of the system, right? Just now. So I'm going to use my user credentials to log back in. Okay. I will go back to this page if I've consumed all my data pack. So for example, when I consume my 50 MB of data, then again, I'm going to come back to the login page. Obviously, I will not remain logged in because maybe I've taken one day to consume 50 MB of data. So my session is no longer valid. So next time when the user tries to again access the internet, he will be redirected to the captive portal or the login page where he has to enter his credentials and again recharge his account.
Okay.
Yeah. So technically speaking, for example, if the user's MAC address is already captured and user has an account in the system, and then he goes and applies a new data pack, like he remembers his customer code, right? He has saved his customer code and he has gone to the retailer and the retailer has applied a new data pack to him, right? He says, okay, I need $10 worth of data pack. So a new data pack will automatically come in, and because it's auto activate, his new data pack will become active. In that case, his auto login will start working again. He doesn't have to come back here. Okay. But he is always welcome to log out and again re-log in depending upon what he wants to do. Now, notifications are something which will tell you whether you are running out of the data pack or something is wrong. Like some of the generally you should get an alert or some kind of a notification. So here it will start showing up as 1 saying that you have no notification, and it will tell you that you have used 90% of your data, so that you know that you'll have to go, and if you don't have a data pack in the queue, then you have to go and add a new data pack to your system. Similarly, the customer can also create a ticket if he has any issue, and we will assign it to the retailer. So for example, I have some problem. That means I cannot connect to the network. So I am having problems connecting to the network, and I give my mobile number also for the retailer to call in case he wants to talk to me, and I submit. So my ticket has been created in the system. and it is assigned to that particular retailer. So whoever is the owner of that hotspot, which is generally the retailer, the ticket will get assigned to him. So here I have new notification saying that your ticket has been created successfully. This is the ticket number. Okay, and obviously I can go and view the status of my ticket, or add a note to the ticket if I have some more information that I want to add, and so on, so that it will help me resolve the issues. Under help, we are giving an option to our customers to add FAQs that their customers can read, or their end users can read and get help. And lastly, download application. If you have an application on App Store or Google Play Store, sorry, Google, on Android Play Store or Google App Store, sorry, Apple App Store, then you'll be able to download this application directly and install it on your mobile phone. So this
that's not yet available, I presume, as you said.
Not for general use. We have created it for some specific customers.
Okay.
Okay. So far, this is all what you've seen on the customer side. Now, the customer by himself will not work. The customer needs a retailer to go with him. So a retailer is essentially a shopkeeper who is responsible for running that hotspot or that service. So you can add as many retailers as you want. For they are also retailers also created based on zones. I will find those. Remember, if you saw the Google, the app of the customer is able to see where the recharge points are. These recharge shops are where the retailers are located. So the retailers also have a lat long and so on. So when you're adding a new retailer, you have to tell where exactly the retailer lies, or where exactly the retailer is located, so that he will be added to the right zone and as well as the right location on the map. So the other important thing for a retailer is something called a commission rate. So because retailer is a businessman, the businessman wants to earn some commission when he's providing the service. So the retailer will have some kind of a commission, let's say 10% or 15% or 20%, depending upon their business relationship. Correct? So, and the retailer can belong to one of the distributors. So let's say I'm asking him to put it under test distributor. So this is a new retailer called My World Retailer. Okay, I will directly activate him because there is a process of it. If the retailer also has an option to sign up for an account himself. So if I go on this interface, the retailer also has a sign up option. So the retailer will create an account, but then the retailer, once he's signed up, the operator needs to go and activate the retailer, because no random person, obviously, since we are giving this option to the retailer, and if someone shares the link, then anyone can sign up as the retailer. So the operator has control whether to approve the retailer or not, and then assign a wallet balance. So every retailer has a wallet balance. This wallet balance will tell how much amount the retailer has in his account, and based on this account or based on this amount, the retailer can keep on recharging the subscribers. Okay, so let's create one of the retailers. I will create the retailers. So retailers can be created in two ways. As I mentioned to you, the retailer himself can register for an account, in which case he has to go through the email address verification and OTPs and all those things. But if the retailer is directly created by the operator, then we can skip some of those steps. Okay, so here I will create one of the retailers. I'm using some dummy email address. So new rect 1, new rect 1, 2, 3, new rect 1, 2, 3 is the password. And then I'll put some address here. Okay. So automatically the lat long gets populated, and then I'll put the cities and zones and other things here. So I've created a new retailer. Okay. So right, a new retailer got added. This one. Now the retailer has a zero wallet balance because he's just created. He was just created. Now I can, as an operator, I can go and transfer some wallet balance to the retailer. So I click on add credit and I select the retailer that I just added. And I'll transfer 1,000 rupees to the retailer. Okay. So the operator has control of how much balance he wants to give to the retailer. Now notice that the new retailer, this is the one, instead of 1,000 rupees, he is now getting 1,100 rupees. The 1,100 is because he's earning 10% commission on whatever he has purchased. So instead of 1,000 rupees, he now got 1,100 rupees. Now he can sell data packs worth of 1,100 to the end users. So let's see how the data packs are getting sold. So I go to the retailer interface and I will log in with the new retailer. So this is my new retailer. Notice I have got my wallet balance and I have not done any sales so far. This is my transaction history that I've got 1,000 rupees and 1,000 rupees as commission. I don't have any customers yet because I'm not recharged anyone. I don't have, only transaction history I have is that the recharge I've done, as in I purchased the recharge. Now, as a retailer, you can do many things. One is that you can create, you can sell a data pack. So if as a retailer, now if I go here and I do inspect element, the same retailer interface will get changed to a mobile view, as you can see here. Okay, so I can go ahead and create, I can say I want to sell a data pack. Okay, now if any customer comes to my shop, then I will ask him, okay, customer, tell me your customer code. So the customer will tell his customer code to the retailer. So this is the customer code. See, I think it was a 15-minute data pack. So my 15 minutes have expired. So it is now telling the customer that your data pack is expired. Please recharge your account. So I'm using this customer code. So I can search for that. So if any customer or any subscriber comes to me, to the retailer, then the retailer will ask him for, tell me your customer code. So he told me this is the customer code was given. That is my name. And I click on recharge. As soon as I click on recharge, he tells you how much recharge he wants to do. I tell him that, okay, I want to have a 30 minutes of recharge for $10 or 10 rupees. So it confirms the transaction. And now the customer is recharged with this amount. If I go to my transactions, you'll see, I think our developers are adding the name of the customer here. You'll see the name here shortly. But 10 rupees recharge was done to this customer. So these transactions, you can see that this particular customer code got 10 rupees recharge. Okay. Now let's look at the user side information. See, I got 10 minutes and 100 MB of data pack. So my new data pack has become active now for this customer code. So this is my top up history. So I got a jumpstart data pack, and then I bought a 30-minute data pack, which was, the amount was payment done, 10 rupees amount. Okay. So this is how the subscriber and the subscriber and the retailer are going to work with each other. Now, since I have recharged this particular customer, this customer will also show up as under my account. Okay. So the retailer can also open his own tickets, or he can view the tickets that have been assigned to him. Okay. So I can log a ticket. So the ticket, in this case, if I log a ticket, it will go and get applied to the operator. The operator will start seeing the ticket. So you can create the tickets, and they will start appearing in the hierarchy as per of who has created the ticket. Okay. So the retailer, and similarly, there is a concept of a distributor. A distributor is someone like a wholesaler. So a distributor may have more than one retailer associated with him. So generally, a distributor is like a middleman, and in the middle, by being in middle, he facilitates the trade between the retailers and the operator, and in the process he earns a commission. So whatever information that you've seen on the retailer side can also be seen on a distributor. The difference is that the distributor cannot recharge the end customer. The distributor can only transfer the credit to the retailers and look at the wallet and other things. Under insights, it will tell you a lot of reports for this particular retailers. What all has happened with the retailers? So there are 5 retailers. Total sale last whole week from 22nd 12 to 28th 12 has been 180 rupees. Okay. Then I can look at the retailers from based on zones, based on cities, based on regions, or based on countries. So depending upon how you want to look at the statistics, those statistics will change. So same thing with there is a wallet for a distributor as well. So the distributor also maintains a wallet, similar to what I've seen. Now a retailer, it is possible that you can even deduct the credit of a particular retailer. Like for example, the retailer needs to be penalized, or retailer has some error he has made. In that case, you can revert back the transaction, or you can deduct the credit from that retailer. The other important things are these global configurations. So if you go under admin and global configurations, you can set certain how the platform is going to behave for the customer, for the retailer, for the distributor, and for the operator based on these settings here. So these settings, for example, if you want to enable or disable maps for the customer, like means subscriber, you can uncheck this for this particular customer, for this particular operator account. Then whether you want to show low data balance, okay, or you want to show notifications, how you want to get those notifications, or whether the customer can buy the data packs online. So after some time, we are planning to integrate this platform with the payment gateway system. Once it is integrated with the payment gateway system, then the end customer or the subscriber can also buy the service online. He doesn't have to go to the retailer. He can pay for the service online. Similarly, for the retailer, you can show whether you want to have the low wallet balance account based on percentage or based on value. whether the retailer can be given an option to generate a voucher or not, how long the vouchers can be, whether the retailer can register for a new customer, can do a self sign up, what is the commission rate. So a lot of these settings are global settings for all the retailers under this particular operator account. Okay. Now, for one of the specific customers, we have also enabled a concept of a reseller. Okay, a reseller is basically an admin account, but this admin account it's an operator admin account, but this unlike an operator admin account which has access to all the hotspots, the reseller account will have access to only the specific hotspots that you configured. So it's a operator admin account, but for specific networks or specific hotspots only. And then you can specify the access control rules according to that. Then under users, you'll be able to see each and every details of that user. So how much data user has consumed, how much time usage, how many devices were used. Okay. Then which all devices those are, what is the data consumption over a period of time, what are the last 5 transactions, or what are the topmost 5 transactions that you have, how many sessions have happened, how much data consumption has happened every day. All the statistics are available on the user details tab. I think the policies are the same as we had earlier. The policies will define whether you want to have a time-based policy or a database policy, like quota-based policy, or speed limits, then maximum device limits, concurrency limits. All of these settings can be done under policies. And under tickets, you can see all the tickets that have been opened. So we just opened a couple of tickets, so they should start appearing here. And as an operator, I can go ahead and add a note to the ticket, or I can change the ticket status from open to resolved. And I'll give you a description of what happened, how did you resolve the issue, and so on. So all these tickets can be tracked here, whatever the end customers or the retailers are opening in this platform. Lastly, under reporting, there is a new tab called Insights. This insight tabs gives you insights or information reporting for each of your hotspots here. So you can further explore. There are different types of insight. There are customer level insights, location level insights, map insights. We have revenue summary or revenue insights. So the revenue summary will give you which hotspots the revenue got generated, what days of the week the revenues got generated, and so on. And all this list can also be exported. So that pretty much covers the platform. I think I'll stop now. I'm opening this thing to discussions or questions from everyone.